Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody who has maybe had a difficult upbringing or has struggled to find the kind of role models or discipline that they needed when they were younger. We've got somebody who has probably been surrounded by not the best of influences since they were very young, but they have a strong passion for probably something pertaining to dancing or movement. This could be, yoga or maybe even golf. There's something here that they've thrown themselves into, maybe it's even boxing, to get away from the other things that could potentially cause them a difficult life. And I do think there's a lot of people who judge this individual maybe prematurely based on what they look like or where they're from, but they may be about to surprise some people with what they're capable of. So let's call on spirit with a little bit of Wind Chime 10. I hope you're having a good day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. That's in the description box for you, as is more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. Hello, Stephen. Hello, Famous Seamus. Hello, April. Hey, what's up, Skimmy? Well, hey, look who upgraded. I might still refer to you as Skimmy if that's okay. I also added just a little bit of Halloween here, just a touch, just a little bit, because it's spooky season, you guys. All right, we're going to start with the Rider-Waite or the Waite-Smith and see what else we get on the situation for you. All right, what else do we have? Two of Swords in the reverse, Strength in the reverse, and the Three of Swords. So this is with the Three of Pentacles. This is someone who has found difficulty trusting others after they were continually either abandoned, not treated very well, or disregarded by people that were supposed to be there for them. So big hug to whoever feels this way. You deserve to feel supported and cared for, especially when you're a child, right? This is someone who has not really found a lot of positive energy around them, mostly people who are hurt and carrying that baggage into other connections or projecting their feelings onto others, responding with anger or malice when maybe they need to look into some accountability or forgiveness, right? So we have the Five of Wands in the reverse, Four of Cups in the reverse, and the Ten of Swords. And this is someone who may have been kicked out of the house at some point, or maybe even ran away, not really feeling like they fit in, or questioning why it seems like everybody makes the wrong decisions. So they may have been a little bit wise beyond their years. With the Four of Cups in the reverse, I'm seeing very curious energy, but also somebody who has maybe got a pretty winning personality despite all of the troubles they faced. Maybe you have like a really great sense of humor because that's the only thing that gets you through. Maybe you're super talented at music or dancing or whatever, right? Because it was helping you to process the things that had happened. So this could be about you or, a person that you care deeply for. But this unhealed, selfish, self-sabotaging type energy that they grew up around was something that they had to at some point learn to question and ask themselves if they really wanted to go down that same path or live a similar type of life. They feel like everyone that they knew was kind of harsh and maybe had tried to ignore their feelings. So that was just kind of how they thought it was supposed to be done. But this Queen of Swords is a reference to whoever I'm reading to the intelligence that you possess. I do think that you see things that may be difficult for others to acknowledge or recognize. I do think that you were able to, because of this experience or exposure to people who live like this, It was a big warning sign for you. I don't want to live like that. I'm drawing a comparison in my mind to how Queen Elizabeth I maybe had an aversion to marriage because of what she saw as she was growing up, the things that happened to her father's wives, right? Hello, Redbeard. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day, Aza. What else do we have? We have the pack, number 38. Inner work, community, deep connections, celebration, and soul tribe. Hello, Enfrance. How are you doing? We have burrow and shadow, number 25 and number 37. Exhaustion, lack of energy, questioning motivations, realignment, and shadow, wholeness, integration, repressed emotions, and mystery. Sometimes it feels a little bit lonely, but if you're able to challenge yourself, you can avoid falling into the same traps that you see around you. Learning from other people's mistakes or leveraging that discernment or intuition to avoid those mistakes, right? To you as well. Hey, Rachel, how you doing? Hello, Renee. How's your day? So we have the sun, which is number 31, and the home, which is number 4. A sense of wanting to be more content with the domestic situation. Maybe I want to live elsewhere. Maybe it's time for me to get my own place. Maybe it's time for me to move in with someone. There's something here about feeling like the location is needing to be changed, or that maybe just the people that you spend your time with. We have the rider, number 1, R-I-D-E-R, and number 35, the anchor, which talks about security or stability. This is a change that somebody is making within their life because they feel like it helps them avoid the challenges that people just kind of expect them to struggle with. Focusing instead on the things that they're passionate about or that are important to them, because they see where others seem to be struggling, where others seem to be maybe falling short of what they wanted to do. Oh, thank you, Scammy. Oops. Okay. I'm still getting used to my new pen, so give me a second. Uh-oh. Do I have it on a bad color? This is not going to show up. Oh, because I have it on red. Hold on. Okay. Now I can actually read it. Is there anything happening for me in October love-wise? And ex-lover coming back. It's always good to know in advance, right? Otherwise, we've got like something. Yeah, no, that's fair. All right. Well, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Hello, James. How are you doing? Hello, Key Controller. What's going on? Yeah, exactly. This is the Marigold Tarot. We've got the 10 of Pentacles or the 10 of Rings, the 2 of Swords, 9 of Swords, and the Page of Rings, which is the Page of Pentacles in this deck. So this is saying there's a decision or a crossroads pertaining to a family situation. This family could be your actual family. This could be that sense of community that you have with friends or even coworkers. But with the 9 of Swords, there's this acceptance that maybe some of the drama or the difficulties that I've been facing have been tied to the fact that I am not walking away from or learning from the mistakes of people that I've been surrounded by. If I want to have a different path, or if I want to experience something different than what I see around me, then I need to make sure that I'm investing in the right things. And I think also being mindful of who is in my energy, right? Who I'm spending time with. We have the 5 of Pentacles in the reverse. Ten of Wands, Four of Wands in the reverse, and the Two of Cups. So I do think there's some like kind of difficult occurrence that happens. Perhaps a very close friend or someone that they really want to see do better but continues to make poor decisions. I feel like they see them lose a large amount of money, or they see them lose their job, or they see them go through difficult living situations. And it's a motivation for them to keep focused on what they're working on. For many of you, that would be pertaining to a career in dance or in some sort of artistic creative pursuit, or perhaps even an athlete. But it's this close relationship that seems to make it that much more obvious. I need to make sure that I'm doing something different because I don't want to have that same experience as the person that I'm close to, that person that I care about. And I do feel like this would be a good friend, even though there are a lot of people that are distrustworthy or untrustworthy. This could be like, maybe you make some mistakes in life, but I still want to see you do well. That kind of friendship. Nine of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. This is that kind of friendship, or I don't think it's a love connection. I think this is friends. But this is like, if you try to lie to me, like I can see it in your eyes. So there's perhaps a long-term friendship here, maybe met when they were children or even siblings. But this is like, you know what? I can learn vicariously through you. I can make my decisions based on the things that have happened around me just as easily as I can on the things that happen directly to me. So no need to maybe make excuses for things. I think they're seeing very clearly what's going on and making decisions in a different way than they wanted to previously. So with this Queen of Wands, Three of Cups in the reverse, I think there's a decision to back away from spending too much time with this existing group of friends or the people who have made different choices, right? Hello, Steph. How's it going? And maybe I can spend more time at the gym. Maybe I can spend more time with my mentor. Maybe I can spend more time studying, whatever it is that would help them move forward with this goal. That's what they're pouring their time and their energy into, instead of whatever might be easy or cool or what everybody else is doing, right? What else do we have? This is the situations deck, by the way. So we've got tragedy, forbidden love, karmic, third party, relationship, lesson, and denial, not facing the truth, irrational reasoning, and divine feminine. So whoever I'm reading for, this divine feminine card is coming out for you, even though you did come through as, I don't know, that King of Cups card in the reverse, that could be a couple of different people that you've been dealing with. But I do feel like there is this understanding or compassion that you have for an individual in your life who goes through a really difficult relationship. Maybe it's an on-off relationship. And for some of you, you could be experiencing that as well. But there's someone close to you who seems to be learning the lessons more difficult, like on hard, right? They're not going for the medium difficulty or like on easy mode. They're like completely in denial about what kind of impact this person has on their life. And it makes it more clear for you and perhaps others that there are some things that you really do need to take notice of, learn from, and then change your behavior as a result of. So I think that has made it easier for them, whoever you are, to focus. This is my goal. This is what I want to be working on. I don't want to get caught up in some drama or in any kind of scandal. So this is a trigger for them. Okay, I've seen what happened for you. I know that's not what I want for myself. I want to make sure that I'm actually getting to where I want to be and not just giving up on things. So we have the alien telepathic card. There could be, for some of you, some dreams that are guiding this individual, whether it's you or someone you care about, towards the right path so they don't get too caught up in whatever it is around them that seems to cause all the drama or the chaos. There could be some criminal activity or just some not really being very invested in their life, which causes people to make sometimes questionable decisions, right? If you don't really care too much about what the outcome is, then you're probably not going to be too concerned about the integrity or the morality, right? Hello, speeding disposition. How are you doing today? So we've got the Chariot in the reverse, the Two of Cups, and the Magician. So learning from someone else's mistake makes it easier to justify making a difficult choice to step away from a social community, maybe even stepping away from like a family or a living situation. And the Magician is saying, I know I need to make sure that I have everything set up, have all my ducks in a row. If I need to go get certified or if I need to go pursue education, then that's what I need to do. But I know I need to make some changes, make sure I'm in the right job market, make sure I'm working with the right people so that I can get where I want to be. There are big goals, and I think those goals are achievable with this person focusing on the right things. So Page of Wands, Ten of Swords, something that they maybe originally didn't feel like they had to change. Now they're accepting as something that may be required of them, even though it might be difficult to move away from family or pursue education, maybe even change their job or, I don't know, sell a car. This person is looking at the long-term benefit and acknowledging that some short-term sacrifice is absolutely worth it if it gets them where they want to be. So they're moving forward with that. What else do we have? We have the Eight of Cups in the reverse, clarifying the Two of Cups. This is like somebody saying they really do support what you're trying to do, that they believe in your capability or your talent. And I do feel like this is the friend who's been a bit of a warning sign for you or for your person. They're saying, go for it. Don't end up like me. Don't end up missing out on the things that you want to do because you focus on the wrong things. I fully support you. I'm going to be cheering you on. This person is not like, trying to just disparage themselves, but they are, I think, wise enough to look at it and say, you still have this wonderful opportunity. Don't squander it. Go and pursue that dream. See what happens. Make sure you're investing the way that you need to be. Don't get distracted by all the drama or the haters or the people who might be a little bit jealous. Wow, I'm talking about haters and jealousy, and the Queen of Wands in the reverse comes out. Yeah, so this is some good advice from somebody who maybe doesn't really take their own advice, or somebody who's saying, look, I've learned because of the things that I've done. It could even be somebody's parent, right? Like, don't do the same things that I have because it prevented me from being able to pursue the things that I'd like to. And you're still able to control that. You're still able to pursue those things, or you don't have those obligations that get in the way. So, like, seize the day, right? Now is your chance. Go do the thing. All right. This is the Marseille Cat Tarot. Let's see what else we've got for you. This is one of the new ones, you guys. I'm still kind of learning it because some of the cards don't have numbers on them, but that's okay. All right. We've got the High Priestess in the reverse. The Six of Swords. Oh, look at the cute little kitty cats in the middle. They're on a boat. And the Sun in the reverse. Yeah, there is something that like limits perspective or understanding, maybe even intuition, if you stay too close to those who can, like, it's like they want to be a little bit ignorant or they don't want to like really know what's going on. So there's some escapism here. High Priestess in the reverse would be those folks who are refusing to heal or don't really want to hold themselves accountable or know what could make a difference in their life. They're just like settling or just digging into it, right? There's an understanding here that if I want a different life, this Queen of Wands energy is saying, I know I need to do something different than those who have been struggling around me. Ace of Swords is in the reverse because they feel like the people that have shown like their example to them have not really been honest with themselves about what they did to prevent themselves from getting to where they wanted to be, what they were doing to get in their own way, right? So we have the Eight of Cups and the Knight of Wands in the reverse. Things that they wanted but weren't willing to pursue. That's like saying, I really want to be like the most famous drummer in the world, but then you never practice, right? If you want something, you can manifest it, you can focus on it, but you have to actually be able to back up those words or those intentions with actions. And this person, this Queen of Wands, has been surrounded by people who think that things should just like happen overnight, that it doesn't require a ton of work. And they decided, I'm going to do both. I'm going to wish for and manifest these things, but I'm also going to do the work that would get me to where I want to be. I'm going to make sure that I'm not letting anything slip through the cracks or missing any opportunities just because I expect it to be easy. So we have the Four of Cups, someone who has acknowledged this is why things didn't go well for the folks that I'm surrounded by, because they didn't realize they were actually rejecting their own opportunities by not investing in those paths or in those dreams, that skill set. We have the Ten of Swords in the reverse. So I know how to get around that thing that seems to have blocked everyone else. I know how to get some financial security or some stability in my life, even though it may have evaded those around me. It's all about whether or not you're committed to the thing that you want to do in your life. So Six of Cups, it's like, I'm going to take what you've gone through and use it as something that motivates me to do things a little bit differently, right? If you can't be an example, at least be a warning. So we've got the Empress in the reverse, the King of Swords, and the Eight of Swords. I think that's in the upright. Yes, it is. So the Eight of Swords, of course, is about somebody who is feeling blocked, but it tends to be somebody who is in their head, somebody who sees an obstacle or sees a brick wall where there might not actually be one. So it takes a little bit of understanding about what we perceive to be possible. Do we let people tell us that our dreams are silly? Do we let people tell us that there's no chance that we would actually be able to achieve that thing that we want? I mean, you got to believe that there is possibility for things to go your way if you ever want them to actually go your way. So with this King of Swords energy, I see you being able to embrace this other path, this ability to make things go in your favor if you are a believer that you have some control over your own destiny, right? If I really throw myself into this thing that I'm good at, then at some point things will work out for me or I'll be able to achieve what I want to. All right, this is the Fairy Lenormand. And let's see what else we've got. You've got the moon and the stars. Yeah, I think this is about a dream job because the moon can be about vocation. What is calling to you? What has this gravitational pull that makes you excited? So I can nerd out on a lot of different things, but one of the things that I really enjoy is like houses, how they're made, architecture, how old are the buildings that we're looking at? Can you renovate? Can you restore? I get really into that kind of thing. So maybe at some point I will be involved in that as far as what I do for work. This is where I'm at right now. Don't get worried, okay? But this is saying someone feels drawn to this thing, right? This is what I feel like is my path. This is something I feel like I'm good at, and I want to be able to pursue a career in that. I want to, even though it may seem kind of unrealistic or far-fetched to some people, that's what I want to invest my time in. Thank you, Steph. Let me write down your question real quick. Sun being honest about how he's feeling. I've got that written down for you. Thank you for the tip. I appreciate that. Oh, look it up? You think that's not already like one of my top searches? Come on. Come on. Have you ever checked out Survival Girl? All right, let's see. What else do we have? We've got celebrate, accomplishment, reunion, invitation, event, festival, and gifts. There is some sort of conference or some sort of event where you are going to be able to meet somebody that is involved in the thing that you want to pursue. And this person's going to be able to see that you are talented, where they're going to invite you to something where people can see just how skilled you are. So there is an opportunity happening, and it's because you chose to believe that things could work out for yourself. There could be a letter, or there could be something where you have to like write down why you are passionate about what you're doing, like an entrance thingy, right? Like, what do they call those? Like an essay that you have to write. If you have to do some sort of jumping through hoops to get this thing, like do it, because I feel like it would be worth it. We have Gaia, plants, grounding, purification, herbs, holistic, earth, and sword, pierce, cutting, truth, sting, and boundaries. It's important to remember that when you're pursuing something that is by its very nature a difficult path, that you steel yourself against the concept of rejection. Rejection is going to happen no matter who you are. I don't care how attractive you are. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care if you do everything perfect. Rejection will find you. It's how you handle that rejection that will determine the course of your life. Are you going to be the kind of person that's like, that's cool, there's other things out there? Look, there's another opportunity right there. Or, hey, I could still go that way. Maybe there's something that works out for me there. Don't let that rejection slow you down. And also, if you don't get a lot of rejection, don't become an arrogant twin. Just, it's about finding that balance between those two. Knowing that you have skills, or knowing that you're talented, but being a bit humble as well, right? Hello, Spartan. How are you doing? Oops. We've got sexuality, sensuous, passion, kundalini, sacred sex, primal, carnal, and free. Travel, explore, wild, uninhibited, and adventure. So I'm going to tell you right now that there is something about how people look at you, how people feel about you. Maybe people feel like you are inspirational. Maybe they feel like you're very attractive, but there is going to be some risk here that you might get a little bit arrogant, or that people might put you on a little bit of a pedestal. So I want you to find a good way to balance that out, right? You are human. You are not like above anybody, but you are like pretty skilled at something, right? Because there could be a little bit of a risk here in terms of how people treat you and how you look at yourself. Thank you for the tip. Is Tony to blame for marital issues? Thank you for the tip. I've got that written down. And I do think I'm going to start on those personal questions at this time. So first, sorry guys, I always have to drop something, right? Hello, Matt. What's up? So first up, I have Scammy's question, and then I've got stuff. So today is brought to you by the letter S. All right, so for Scummy, we've got, is there anything happening in October regarding the love department or love-wise? What does Scummy need to know regarding love in October? We've got Judgment in the reverse, 10 of Rods or 10 of Wands, and the 3 of Pentacles in the reverse, or the 3 of Rupees in the reverse. So this feels to me like there's going to be a change up with regards to the people that you are considering in your inner circle, or perhaps this is a change up with regards to the people that you would be interested in romantically. There could be somebody here who disappoints you that you thought might have potential in the romantic department. But the Lovers in the reverse, I see some kind of rejection here. Justice in the reverse, King of Rods or King of Wands. But right after you have this like disappointment where you're like, ah, dang, I thought that was going to work out. But then you ended up liking, keeping up with the Kardashians or something. That's not a legitimate reason to like deal breaker somebody, okay? But let's have a couple giggles along the way, right? This is like you're realizing that isn't the right person for me. That's a bummer, whatever. But then after this injustice or this like letdown, there's something that happens to inspire you or something that seems to come out of nowhere. Maybe a person that you didn't expect to be attracted to. I don't feel like this is you going out and looking for a date. This is like a random meeting of somebody. So believe in being in the right place at the right time in October after you have a little bit of a disappointing like reality check on a love interest. So is something going to happen? Yes. Expect a little bit of a surprise and talk to strangers. Hello, Salvador. How are you doing? Hello, Owl. All right, let's see. We've got, is there any ex-lover coming back around in October? Oh, yes, there is. There's someone here who feels like they have to switch it up and take a different approach. This is a person who's been pretty dishonest with you. They may have cheated or even stolen something, but they definitely lied. This is a person who may have ghosted you. You may have also ghosted this person at some point, but you feel like your life is easier without them. You've already been healing from them and gained a lot of wisdom from the situation, but they're coming back around feeling like they can change it up and do something differently. I feel like you're not interested, or if they try to talk to you, you become even less interested. You just look at them as a source of anxiety or somebody who would bring a lot of drama to your life. And you're coming through as the Hermit card, clarified by Strength, because you're over it. So I don't see that being too much of a risk, especially because I think you're going to be interested in this. No, I can't talk to you, person from the past. I'm busy being available for this random new person that I'm supposed to meet. So good luck, toodaloo. I'm on to the next. I wish you luck, and I hope you enjoy that. Let's move on to Stuff's question. We've got, is my son being honest about how he is feeling? No, it does look like there is some difficulty in expressing what exactly is going on, and we do have a reference to escapism here. So there could be an effort to avoid the reality of the situation and pretend everything is fine, including telling you everything is fine, appreciating you for your loyalty, but not necessarily knowing how to tell you what's really going on. We've got the Two of Rods or Two of Wands in the reverse and a Seven of Cups in the reverse. There is a loss of opportunity or something that has maybe become very clear, a little bit of a reality check perhaps, and it's unexpected, something that your son could not plan for. So I do feel like there's more to the story here. Is he going to open up and tell stuff about this? No, I do feel like you're going to have to be a little bit of a detective or like ask directly, like, hey, I really don't feel like you're okay. Can we talk about it? Like, what could I do to get you to feel comfortable to share? Hello, Lee. Thank you for the tip. Let me write that down real quick. About the club, something. Ooh, with your daughter. Okay. Let's see. Anything going down at club? At club. Something fishy with daughter. Psychiatric evaluation. I got you. I assume those are two different questions. I just want to make sure I understand that correctly. But thank you, Lee. I appreciate that. And hello, King. How are you doing? Let's just try to make sure that we're being kind and respectful. Hello, Drew. How's it going? All right. Let's see. We've got one other question for Stuff. We've got, is Tony to blame for her marital issues? Yes. I had a feeling that would be the answer. Page of Rods or Page of Wands. The Three of Rods or Three of Wands in the reverse, and Six of Swords. This is somebody who exacerbates the issue. So let's say you and I have a disagreement, and you know, it takes a while to figure out what really happened or what the facts of the story really are. And then when we do, I find a way to make it about something else so that we can continue to argue. I feel like this is someone who cannot have just one argument. They want to have like five, right? It's not Pringles, it's arguments. So, not to be super negative, but this is somebody who doesn't know how to let it go or doesn't know how to like lose. If I'm wrong in a situation, like let's just call it how it is and move on and I can learn, right? I'm not going to sit here and dig in my heels about it, right? This person would be doing that actually, though. So, not to say that it doesn't take two to tango, but this is someone who makes things last longer than they need to in terms of arguments. All right, let's move on to Lee's question, and good luck to you, Steph. We've got, is there anything else regarding the club? Seven of Wands, 10 of Cups, Three of Swords, King of Cups. Yeah, there's someone here who has been very defensive or protective over their home or their like perceived domestic bliss. This is a person who's very much so invested in their reputation, and they feel like there's some sort of heartbreak happening pertaining to their relationship because there are these rumors or these questions happening. So this feels like someone hearing about their relationship being talked about at the club, right? Wondering, is this really what's going on? Do I need to do something to address this problem? Do I need to have a conversation with the people involved or with the people that are talking about my relationship? Is this going to result in an argument? Yes. 10 of Wands, 9 of Wands. I think we got two people that are going to get pretty fired up and have an argument about what's been going on and what's the truth and what's not. And with these two cards, what it makes me think of is like photo hunt, where you'd have to look for the 5 differences between 2 different pictures. I feel like someone's going to have to be paying close attention to detail, but then they'll be able to figure out exactly what's been going on and who's been making poor decisions. As of right now, that's not 100% confirmed, but I do feel like this information is about to come out. So it could get extra awkward over there. And then we've got, is there something fishy with daughter's psychiatric evaluation? Yes. We've got 8 of Pentacles, the Sun, and the 2 of Cups in the reverse. I feel like there's something here that they're saying is like indisputable fact. It's like there's 2 things that we need to be worried about. No, there's one thing that needs to be focused on. Let me see if I can zero in on that a little bit more, but I also need to write down Skemmy. Thank you for the tip. Comet Atlas. Hey, let's figure it out. Why not? I mean, I do think it's rather narcissistic to think that we are the only people in this big, giant universe, right? All right, so as far as this psych eval, what else does Lee need to know, please? 3 of Pentacles in the reverse and the Empress in the reverse. Yeah, there's something that is off. There is an assumption made or someone jumping to a conclusion, or they're saying if this, then that, but they've got this assumption all wrong. So there needs to be like someone showing their work, basically, right? All right, so with regards to Comet Atlas, do we have some alien involvement here? Oh. Yes, Wands is the answer. Eight of Wands. And I mean, like, that's an interesting card for the Eight of Wands. I don't know, you guys. Are you about to go watch Independence Day? We got, wow, Five of Pentacles in the reverse and the Devil. This is interesting. What I'm hearing is someone's coming back. So this isn't the first time. I can't show you this card because there are peeps without clothes, but the Five of Pentacles in the reverse, this is like, this isn't like, ooh, I'm going somewhere for the first time. This is going to be exciting. This is like, yeah, I'm going back there. So, all right. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. If you're able to hype my video, thank you for that as well. Thank you for the tips, and I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.